Hi, I'm Brett Dupree, and welcome to my awesome health journey. Today, I am talking about why I still emotionally, yes, I still emotionally eat. I still eat sometimes to excess, and I still eat to because I feel bad. I remember a long time ago. In fact, even when I started this journey with my therapist, I thought, you know what, I want to get over my emotional eating. And it was funny because something I learned long ago, and I think there's someone who says how you do anything is how you do everything. But like, it's almost kind of that way because I don't know. I feel like I'm all over the place sometimes. But what I'm saying is things. If you work on something, it can help you in other areas. And so I'm really taking this principle of never being done. I'm never completing it. It's one of the most freeing things I discovered, at least about myself, because it made it so I never had to feel bad about when I relapsed, or when I think about it, or when I'm triggered again. Like you don't know. One of my issues is abandonment and rejection. I had very bad abandonment and rejection issues, and it just made me have extreme social anxiety. And all my life, I tried to make sure I never felt that way again because I hated it. I hated having that much anxiety. I hated how exhausting it was. I hated how lonely it made me feel. I hated everything about it, and I wanted to get rid of it. And I tried so many things. And then one day, and through many reading and, Buddhist teachings and many things, I realized that I'll never be over it. And what I mean is, like, there'll always be a hook somewhere in the back of my brain. There'll always be something that happens, or my life will get in a way, and I get kind of down. And when I get kind of down, like going through the breakup I did, like last year, almost at this time exactly, the feeling down makes those feelings arise and those thoughts arise. And recognizing the fact that it's not a new pattern, it's the same old pattern, empowers me to utilize the tools that I have and work through them rather than beat myself up with this idea of, oh, I thought I was done. I thought I was never doing again. And I'm taking this to intuitive eating and the eating thing. Like, for instance, even today. Today, my internet was down all day, and that sucked. Like, everything I need to do is on my internet, including my job. Luckily, I had a lot of meetings today, so that's what I did, is go through all the meetings. But like, and the hotspots wasn't working, probably because everyone else was on the hotspot. I was on the 5G network, and that was frustrating. So I was, you know what? I am going to go out and get something to eat, even though it's not in my budget. And it's not going to be the most healthy food. I just need to get something that makes me feel better. And so I got a Popeye's chicken sandwich. And one thing that allows me to do is utilize, because for a lot of my life, dealing with all those anxieties and stuff, food was one of the ways I numbed myself. One of the ways I used, it was a tool that I used to help me with my negative emotions, but I overused it and became addicted to it. Like, if you use Tylenol too much, that stuff can like mess up your kidneys or liver, or one of the two. I forgot which one ruins. It's ibuprofen that ruins your liver, and one other, I don't know. Basically, it doesn't matter how, there's something called orthorexia, where you're just so into being healthy eating, you actually become unhealthy. Anytime you go too beyond something, it can harm your body. And I was just utilizing that tool too much. And so that's now just a tool in my toolbox. Every once in a while, I'll feel bad about something, and I'll feel lonely or something, and I will overeat. And recognizing the fact, and sometimes it's not even deliberate. It's better when it's deliberate because it's my choice. It's like, I feel bad, I'm going to get something that makes me feel better. And then it's, I can get back on schedule really easy. It's when it's kind of hits in that unconscious mind, and the conscious mind is like, feel bad. How do we feel good? I know, food. And then I end up getting food, and then but I'm in a situation of like, when I do that and eat too much for that reason, And I think to myself, why, it's, like when I'm able to calm down a little bit, especially when I'm, a little numb with the food in my belly and feeling kind of worse with the GLP-1s, I can sit back and like, what caused that to happen? Why did I make that choice? And I'm like, oh, I felt bad. I wanted to do something to heal the pain, and then I can move through it. It's not me being bad. It's not something to shame myself. It's not something to get mad at. It's something to go, oh, was that the best choice? Can we make a better choice next time? And sometimes, you know what? That was the right choice. You needed to eat. And the fact that you didn't eat until you exploded and you felt sick, that's a good thing. Maybe you just needed a 3-piece chicken from Popeyes with mac and cheese and 2 biscuits. That's something you don't eat every day. But at that point, that's the medicine you needed, because that's your go-to when you feel bad, is to eat something along that caliber. And then they can stop there, which is the important part. Because before, that would just send me down into a shame spiral of like, and I'll start tomorrow thing when I get back on my diet. But if there's no diet, then there's no diet to get back to. It's just all about going back to the good habits and recognizing the fact that I'll always kind of be a binge eater. I'll always have those those eating tendencies, if you will. But if I do it less and less when I do quote unquote binge, when I go through those bad habits, I'm still getting healthier in the long term. And that's the freeing part of recognizing the fact that I may never be healed 100% of my binge eating. I may never be healed 100% of my social anxiety. I'll never be healed 100% of my fear of rejection. Is because I now have tools, and I have ways of thinking, and I have meditations and ways to work with myself when they do arise. And you know what? If they never arise, fine. I'm fine with that. It doesn't matter. I'm not powerless. I'm powerful, because I have the tools and the resources in my life and the knowledge that I can get through it, because I think that's the most important part, is the belief in myself and the self-love of allowing myself to mess up, because life is about a bunch of screw-ups and doing our best, because that's all we can do with what we are provided with. And so, yeah, I still binge eat. I still sometimes think people hate me for little slights. I sometimes overanalyze things, but I am able to recognize that now and do something more positive and get myself out of that stinking thinking, if you will. Thank you for listening to my little rant. I love you for who you are, and you are worthy.